Mr. Khorakiwala is chairman of Wockhardt, joins us right now on the show. Sir, thanks so much for taking the time out. And one can look at the glass half full or glass half empty, but your EBITDA performance was certainly very heartening for Q4, arguably for the year as well. Tell us what went into this, and is this something that you can extrapolate for FY26?
See, one of the reasons for our EBITDA performance was our cost reduction significantly across the organization, and that is paid off. But I think equally important and even more important is new drugs progress we have made. We have completed phase 3 clinical trial, and we are filing US FDA sometime in August. In India, we have already filed, and we have launched nafithromycin last month. So collectively, I think one would see a lot of upside coming out of our new drugs. Some will come current year, but mostly dramatic change one would see in 26, 27. Secondly, our biotech portfolio of insulin and glargine, I think we are increasing capacity to meet the future demand. So we are doubling the capacity in next 2 years' time. And that is where we see a great opportunity of growth coming.
Got it. Dr. Khorakiwala, can you give us some sense? I mean, it's been, and there are numbers to prove that there is progress made in FY25. There's the promise of what WCK 5222 or some of the other progresses that you're making are so large that it becomes difficult to comprehend the size, and when does some of that size start showing in which year? So could you be kind enough to break it up for us? I heard you say most of the benefits will accrue in FY27, if I'm not wrong. So what happens in FY26 in terms of numbers or benefits from, let's say, WCK 5222? What happens in FY27? Some flavor of the numbers, sir?
The current year, mainly McNef is launched, and we will get the benefit of McNef launch. And whenever you launch a new molecule, it takes time for doctor and medical community to understand the new drug. But we expect a sale of, say, about 50-60 crores current year. And I think in the subsequent year for McNef alone in India, we expect a sale to double or triple. That is how it would happen. Whereas Zenic is likely to be launched only next year or late of this year. So the impact of Zenic will come next year, and that would be very, very significant even in the first year.
Right. Dr. Khorakiwala, good morning. This is Hiral on this side. So taking into consideration the kind of headwinds that you've made and the approvals that you've received for your key products right now, by when will a Wockhardt see those heydays back, when probably we did see revenues of 4,800, 5,000 odd crores back then in 2014-15? Are these capable enough to get Wockhardt back to that kind of a trajectory?
I think you give us 3 years from now, we should be there, basically.
Okay, so you're saying 3 years from now, the 3,000 odd crores would get to around 5,000, upwards of 5,000 odd crores in terms of your top line. And does that mean even the margin profile currently, which is at around 12 to 13% on an average, will go back to upwards of 20%?
Margin will certainly improve because new molecule have a much larger margin. Also, insulin portfolio would be increasing significantly. So that will also give us a higher margin. So margin improvement would be significant.
Okay. So apart from this, from here on, the other important aspect is the kind of debt reduction that you're looking at currently. And secondly, to excel in terms of the products that you are focusing on, R&D spend increase probably that could be on the cards. So to meet both these requirements, what is the cash structure that you're looking at, and will we see a fundraise, and if so, how much?
That's a very interesting question, because when you launch a new product, there is upfront expenses also involved in marketing and building up a business. Additionally, the research portfolio, we have a robust research portfolio, and we want to accelerate that process also. So there will be a fund requirement, and we will try to raise a fund in a combination of debt and equity.
When would this happen, sir? I mean, because you've done some fundraisers in the past 12 to 18 months. When is the next one on the anvil?
I think you could expect in next 6 to 12 months.
Okay. And is it the string of pearl strategy, or could this be a large fundraise, Mr. Khorakiwala?
We already are having enough cash to carry on for a couple of years.
Okay.
So we have the time to raise the funds if necessary. So we are looking not immediately something, but in 6 to 12 months, yes, we would be considering some fundraising.
Got it. Sir, one more question. You have some, I mean, for lack of a better word, okay, jokers is a bad idea. I mean, joker in the pack, but what I meant was triggers, right? Drugs which are individually very, very large and could really give you the alpha in your portfolios, in your drug portfolio, and then you are developing some steady state businesses for the longer run. So could you kind of divvy it up into how would, let's say, the businesses, right, the insulin and glargine business as an ongoing thing contribute to Wockhardt over 3 to 5 years versus what, let's say, a Zenic could do for you?
Very interesting question, and that is exactly our strategy. We believe that insulin, glargine, and biotech area in diabetes has a limited competition worldwide. So we are focusing on emerging market, and we expect 20-25% year-on-year growth over the next several years in that area. So that will give us a very steady growth. Whereas our new molecules like nifedramycin and Zenic, it will kind of have over the years, business-wise, it will be like a hockey stick in terms of sales growth and opportunity growth.
Very lastly, Mr. Khorakiwala, apart from the ones that we already are talking about, you know, Zenic, or for that matter, you know, the other biosimilars as well, what is the next leg in terms of the drug pipeline that you're looking at? Because WCK 4282 was in phase 3. WCK 6777 was another one that we were watching out for, which was in phase 1, if I'm not mistaken. So what is that pipeline expected to look like in approvals?
See, the WCK 4282, we are completing our phase 3 by year end. And we should be in Indian market sometime in middle of next year. When it comes to 6777, we have just completed phase 1. And we are starting phase 2. So I think it is about 3.5 years before our phase 3 of 6777 will be over. But that is a global position we are taking, like we have taken for Zenic.
Right.
Because
right. So I think lots to watch out for from here on. But thank you, Dr. Khorakiwala, so much for joining us on the show at NDTV Profit. A pleasure to speak to you as always.